What's going on YouTube? We're here today with the Farmertec 372 XP ported big bore saw. As you know, this was a saw from the past that I did a little exploratory work with, just messing around with the exhaust roof with some epoxy. I thought it was going to be an epic failure and trashed the whole engine, at least the cylinder. And it pretty much just liquefied it and ate it up, and there was like minimum to no damage on that cylinder or piston. I took it back apart, a couple little changes to the cylinder. I had the video out, me out in the forest cutting with this thing, and I'm like, I gotta make another video on this thing, because I know if you dig around, there's a lot of guys that just don't like slapping these big bores on, and they go south. They don't even make the power of the stock one. So I just wanted to make this video to say you can do it if it's done right. I do believe we had the squish nice and tight on here. Of course, you've seen that I cut the base using a hand file. It can be done. I don't suggest it. Get a lathe, do it right, have somebody else cut it for you. But I did do it that way, and there's been no leaks whatsoever on this saw. So it can absolutely be done, guys. Again, like I've said before in the past videos, I'm digging around looking really hard for a lathe, a mini lathe, just benchtop mini lathe for now. Find one soon enough, but that's what we did. It's setting in a 105 exhaust roof. This is with sealant, base gasket delete. I did cut about 10,000 off the base. We got her down to 27,000 squish. We got a 76 on the intake timing. The transfers are sitting at 124. Keep in mind, guys, check out the other video. I'll drop it in the description where I played around with exhaust epoxy, an epoxied exhaust roof, and just to mess around, guys. I knew it wasn't a good idea. And the transfers, yes, but I just wanted, I wanted to play around, and not that I won't do it again, because I've got ideas, guys. But anyhow, so the transfers was 124. We ended up with 19 degrees blowdown. So that was pretty good. So 150 exhaust duration, 152 intake duration, and this puppy is ripping. It is absolutely ripping. I've been wanting to remake a video on this thing. I just haven't had the time, and it absolutely rips, guys. So there's the numbers. I think, I forget how wide we took the exhaust. I think I had that written down somewhere here, but yeah. I like to take all those measurements as well usually and jot notes down with my gauges back here, and just to note how wide I want on the exhaust and everything. Absolute ripper, guys. Let's throw her on the dyno, see what kind of number she puts down here, guys, and then we'll go out here and cut with this thing. I feel like it wasn't quite as rich on that pull. All right, guys, now we're in the ballpark. Got 5.46 horsepower, and it has been crazy rich. I can tell by the sputtery as it's going into the peak power curve. We just got 5.46 horsepower at 10,900 RPM. And so at 10.9, we made 5.46 horsepower. I'm going to lean this out just a little bit more, and we'll see what we put down here. All right, guys, we finally got the best pull. Hopefully I got this on camera. We had a bunch of 5 horsepower runs, and I really wasn't pulling in the full throttle just because I'm paranoid of the dyno yet. We just had our best pull. Let's take a look at these numbers, and I'm almost sure this is pretty accurate, guys. So I really opened it up there. We had to lean out the fuel substantially on the high circuit. It was sputtering, really rich, getting into the peak power area, and we slowly started leaning it out. A lot of trial and error with putting this bigger saw on here for the first time. And guys, we hit 7.83 horsepower at 3.53 foot-pounds. We made 11,600 RPM there. So yeah, nice. All right, guys, so I definitely am starting to get this thing hot. We just hit 11,000 RPM and made 6.83 horsepower. Not quite as much. I know this saw is starting to get hot. I might try one more pull, but I definitely need to let it cool down. And I think I was hearing a little bit of detonation on that. So we just want to make sure and check that. I'm going to pull the plug, see what the plug looks like, make sure we're not too leaned out. But yep, so I mean, so I would call it pretty close to the 7 horsepower saw here easily, guys. We just hit 6.83 there. This is getting hot. It's probably losing power. I did hear some detonation, so I'm gonna enrich it just a little bit. But yeah, guys, let's get back here and take a look. Starting to figure out how to run these saws. It's a little different than running the smaller saws in the software. We had 6.83 horsepower there, 11,000 RPM. I think when we made a little bit better power, we were at 11.6, and we put 3.26 foot-pounds of torque down. All right, guys, we're going to conclude the rips for the day. She is definitely definitely getting hot. We just pulled that one at 13,000 and got 6.35 horsepower. So that's what the graph looks like there. 2.56 foot-pounds. And again, 13,000 RPM, 6.35 horsepower. Not too bad, guys. We did hit over 7 horsepower on this thing. And with getting accurate readings, you have to be consistent in your time frame and everything. And it took me a little bit to figure this one out because it has more power. So it picks up the dyno faster. So I had to change how I start the dyno, and then when I'm braking, when the engine's done, if that makes any sense, and then I start braking, and then it stops the time. But yeah, so we're working out the bugs still, guys. We'll get her down. It's doing these bigger saws just fine. I think she was heating up. We got to where it was detonating a little bit, and then I enriched it back, and then we weren't pouring out quite as much power when I took the fuel back. But that's okay. You know, we still know that this is making more horsepower than when it calls for stock. We hit up over 7. We'd hit real close to 7 on another run. So yeah, I mean, let's just call it definitely a 7 horsepower big bore. Like I say, guys, I'm already putting stuff together to put a 1-inch axle back here. I got some 1-inch bearings, blower style bearings already coming, and I'll still make all this work and that all work together with some slight modifications. Actually, the flywheel, I won't have to do much to it, but yeah, so I do have a machinist down the street. I got some ideas for the redesign on that, so I definitely want to get, you know, a lathe and stuff in the near future for what I do anyhow. But I think he might be more than willing to help me out for now. So that'll be good with turning the bases down on cylinders and stuff. And so I still got to reach out to him. Hey guys, here she is. The big bore, ported big bore, Farmertec 372 XP, Husky, Cologne. Thanks for watching Digging Deep, guys. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button, turn on those bell notifications, give us a like, and comment down below. We'll see you next time.